There's a job only a few would dare. Just when you thought extreme trucking couldn't get more dangerous, Ice Road Truckers take on Alaska.
August 28th plane crash that killed Ice Road Trucker star Daryl Ward and pilot Mark Millets.
Hugh Polar Bear Roland got along in sub-freezing temperatures like every other trucker.
For over a decade, Ice Road Truckers pulled audiences into a world where every mile could be your last. Ordinary drivers facing deadly roads, freezing storms, and split-second decisions between survival and disaster. The show made them stars, but off-camera, many met tragic fates. Sudden deaths, horrific crashes, and life-shattering misfortunes. Their stories remind us just how fragile life on the edge can be. So which legends never made it back from the road? Join us as we count down the 10 Ice Road Truckers legends who passed away tragically. Number 10. Daryl Ward. Daryl Ward made a late entrance into the Ice Road Truckers show, but quickly became one of the most recognizable faces on the show. With his determination, charisma, and love for the road, he won the admiration of fans worldwide. But in August 2016, tragedy struck. Daryl was killed in a plane crash while traveling to Missoula, Montana, after filming a new documentary.
Daryl Ward was called the Montana legend on the show. He died tragically when the small plane he was riding in crashed.
He was just 52 years old. Reports confirmed that the small airplane, Cessna 182, which he boarded, crashed while attempting to land. Both Daryl and his co-pilot lost their lives instantly. The loss devastated his family and the global fan base following his adventures across frozen lakes and treacherous highways. For many, Daryl represented the spirit of the show. He was fearless, driven, loved challenges, and larger than life.
You make a wrong move up here, it's not just going to be a wrong move, it's going to be a dead wrong move. I'm Todd Dewey, and I'm here to drive the ice roads.
Daryl was known for the motto, "Any road, any load," which clearly showed his constant enthusiasm for trucking. His tragic death marked one of the darkest moments in Ice Road Truckers' history. But Daryl's fate was only the beginning of a string of tragedies and near-fatal events that would haunt the cast. Number 9. Hugh Roland.
Hugh Roland from the program Ice Road Truckers on History and author of the new book On Thin Ice, Breakdowns, Whiteouts, and Survival on the World's Deadliest Roads.
Hugh Roland, nicknamed the Polar Bear, was one of the original stars of Ice Road Truckers. For 8 seasons, he stood out as one of the show's toughest and most determined drivers. But in 2014, Roland's career came to a sudden halt after a devastating accident. According to reports, Hugh was severely injured in a vehicle crash that involved one of the show's producers. It was a horrific accident when the car veered off course and collided with a tree. He later filed a lawsuit claiming the producer's reckless driving had left him with severe and permanent injuries. His wife also joined the suit, stating that the accident had deprived her of companionship and the simple joys of family life. The injuries forced Hugh to step away from the series, and he did not return when the show returned for season 9. For fans, this was a shocking disappearance, as he had been one of the most recognizable figures in the cast. Hugh's accident underscored a reality that often goes unseen. The risks of trucking extended beyond the icy highways to the very act of filming itself. Even away from the wheel of a truck, danger still found him. From Hugh's accident, the spotlight shifted to another driver whose journey was marred by heartbreaking loss. Number 8. Todd Dewey. Todd Dewey was introduced in later seasons as a no-nonsense logger from Washington State. He was known for his hard work and dedication, and soon enough, Todd quickly became a regular on the Dalton Highway runs. But his time on the show wasn't free of tragedy. In 2018, Todd's family faced heartbreak when his young niece was killed in a car accident. The loss shook him deeply, and though he continued to work, it was clear that tragedy had touched his life in ways far more personal than any dangerous road could. On top of that, Todd himself faced multiple accidents while driving the Dalton, including the fatal crash he was involved in 2019. His truck collided head-on with a car while driving on a public road. While Todd came out unscathed, the car's occupants were less fortunate. The incident served as a grim reminder to him of the daily risks he faces every time he dares the ice roads. He eventually left trucking for his former job, logging. However, while Todd survived his ordeals, others would find the struggle after the show even harder to endure. Number 7. Rick Yemm. Rick Yemm brought a fiery, unpredictable energy to ice road truckers. Known for his blue mohawk and outspoken attitude, he was often at the center of drama. He first appeared in the opening 2 seasons before returning in seasons 5 and 6. But behind the television personality was a man facing hardships of his own. His time on the show was far from smooth. He faced repeated truck breakdowns, mishaps on the ice, and constant setbacks. By the end of season 2, Rick was even fired from the series, a turning point that left his future uncertain. Instead of stepping away completely, Rick later took on an even more dangerous challenge in the spin-off series IRT Deadliest Roads. There, alongside Lisa Kelly, Alex Deagorski, and others, he navigated treacherous mountain passes and sheer cliffs. Unfortunately, Rick's career as a trucker was cut short after a serious shoulder injury. The damage made it impossible for him to continue behind the wheel. Following his final exit from the show, Rick shifted gears entirely, moving into a carpet cleaning business to support himself away from the spotlight. Rick's difficulties were far less visible than the icy roads he once conquered, but they were real nonetheless. And while his was the story of struggle, another driver's tale would end in permanent loss. Number 6. Art Burke. When Canadian driver Art Burke joined Ice Road Truckers in Season 7, he was already a road veteran. With more than 13 years of trucking experience, Art brought grit, skill, and a personality that viewers would never forget. He became known for his sharp tongue, dark humor, and scrappy determination. Very quickly, he became a fixture on the show until 2017. Art's fearless approach led to some unforgettable moments, including a terrifying incident when his truck's front wheels broke through the ice. Even in that life-or-death situation, he reportedly put the safety of the cameraman before his own, a decision that endeared him to fans across the world. But Art's story after the series took a troubling turn. In November 2018, while attempting to make a cannabis concentrate known as shatter, he caused a powerful explosion. The process involved liquid butane, a highly flammable substance, and the blast left him with severe burns over 40% of his body. He spent 12 days in the hospital and faced a long recovery. The explosion also caused more than $60,000 worth of damage to surrounding properties. In 2020, Art pleaded guilty to a rare arson charge by negligence. He was sentenced to 18 months of house arrest, and the incident cost him not only his health, but also much of his savings and financial security. As fans mourned Art's fall from grace, attention shifted to one of the few women who had dared to carve out a place in the terrifying world of trucking. Number 5. Lisa Kelly. Lisa Kelly stood out as one of the most iconic figures in the history of ice road truckers. Young, determined, and fearless, she broke barriers in a field dominated by men. She was the first female trucker to brave the icy roads on the show. Beyond her beauty, her skill and perseverance earned respect from drivers and fans alike. But her time on the ice was anything but easy. Lisa endured countless close calls on treacherous roads, including moments when her truck nearly slid off icy cliffs or became trapped in stormy weather. The physical and mental toll was enormous, and after several seasons, Lisa decided to step away from the series. Though she survived the dangers, the pressures of life on the ice weighed heavily on her. Lisa decided to leave the show and eventually trucking, because for her, sometimes the greatest act of survival is knowing when to walk away. If Lisa's struggles revealed the weight of expectation, another veteran of the show proved how fragile even the strongest drivers could be. Number 4. Alex Deagorski. Alex Deagorski was more than just a driver. He was the beating heart of Ice Road Truckers. From the very first season, his humor, storytelling, and rugged looks made him a favorite among fans. But even legends are not immune to severe situations. His son, Andrew, was diagnosed with ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, in 2017. Alex continually drove trucks through dangerous weather to raise funds for his treatment and care. He stayed on the show until the final episode, which showcased his perseverance and determination to do everything possible to save his child. He later published a memoir, King of the Road: True Tales from a Legendary Ice Road Trucker, where he detailed all the near-death experiences he had while actively trucking. And while Alex's battle took place within, others faced dangers that came crashing from outside. Number 3. Maya Sieber. Maya Sieber joined the series during Season 5, bringing with her a sense of fresh determination. Before joining the show, she drove an 18-wheeler truck around New York City for 3 years. As one of the few women on the show, she faced immense pressure to prove herself, and she did so with courage. But her time on the road was fraught with danger. In one frightening moment, Maya lost control of her truck on black ice. The massive vehicle slid uncontrollably, a hair's breadth from disaster before she managed to stop it. For viewers, it was another pulse-pounding reminder of just how fast things could go wrong. Though she survived, the constant stress and near misses eventually pushed her to step away from the series. Her story reflected the immense cost of survival, even when tragedy was narrowly avoided. And yet, even among the most skilled drivers, the Dalton Highway would prove even more merciless. Number 2. Jack Jesse. Jack Jesse earned the nickname Haul Road Ace for his remarkable ability to navigate the Dalton Highway. Having had 15 years of experience in ice road trucking, Jack usually appeared calm under pressure. This made him respected by his peers, and he easily stood out as one of the most capable drivers in the show's history. But even Jack was not invincible. On multiple occasions, his truck lost control on icy grades, forcing him into dangerous situations where one wrong move could have spelled disaster. These incidents revealed that even the most skilled drivers could be humbled by the brutal conditions of Alaska's most infamous road. Jesse's close calls with death reminded viewers that Ice Road Truckers was more than entertainment. It was a raw look at survival in one of the harshest environments on Earth. And while Jack survived the road, another cast member's unthinkable tragedy would unfold far away from the ice. Number 1. Timothy Zikur. Timothy Zikur appeared not on the main series, but on the spin-off Ice Road Truckers, Deadliest Roads. His aggressive personality and bold style made him stand out, but it was his life off-screen that would ultimately draw headlines. In 2015, Tim was tried on serious charges of kidnapping and extortion in Las Vegas.
Tim Zikur, star of Ice Road Truckers, a reality show on the History Channel, has been hit with felony charges for kidnapping and beating up a Los Angeles lady of the night named Snow White, real name Lisa Cadu.
Prosecutors allege that he held a woman captive after accusing her of stealing money, and during the ordeal, he allegedly assaulted her. The victim tricked Tim into contacting a police officer, which led to his arrest. In addition, Tim faced accusations in another case involving the assault and robbery of an elderly woman. Police were able to link him to the crime after he fled the scene and left behind personal items. Ultimately, Tim was convicted and sentenced to a prison term of between 5 and 15 years. His tragic downfall was one of the most shocking scandals connected to any cast member of the franchise. Unlike the dangers of ice roads, this tragedy was not born from storms or frozen lakes, but from choices that destroyed his freedom and reputation. How were these truckers able to face such incredible risks, knowing that every trip across the ice could be their last? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. And don't forget to click the next video showing on your screen. You won't want to miss it.